Hi, guys, and welcome to In the Kitchen with Jeanine. We're in the cozy corner today, and you know that means I talk a little bit more and it's a little bit more casual. I want to say welcome to everybody. Yesterday was Sunday. I did a big recipe of cooking all day. I call big because when I cook all day and it's tedious, those meatballs were tiny. I had to have hubby help, but they were delicious. I hope you try those because they really were fantastic. And I didn't give too much history because my channel's not about that. If I know a little bit, I'll say something. And because I got that from Pasta Grannies and I was surfing around all different peoples and doing a combination, that's why I throw in whatever I can here and there. Okay, with that said, today I'm a little tired, but I have food always and I have to cook. And today I was in the mood for chicken because we had beef yesterday. That's another thing I try to do on my channel and in my life. Do variety. I don't like to eat the same kind of things every day. Like I won't eat beef 3 days in a row. I try to do a little chicken, a little pork, a little beef, and so on. And I hope that you enjoy that in the channel today. And a lot of times, I'm often going to give you more of a technique than a recipe because I think everybody has their own favorite way to cook chicken thighs. And today that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you a technique how I do mine, and it's new to me. Also, I'm always going to talk on my channel, whether it be here, whether it be at the little stage plate, whatever. So if you don't like to hear stories or chitter chatter while I'm cooking and sharing my recipe, this isn't the channel for you because I read and I go by friends' channels and other people's things, and I love to read comments. And I hear quite often, "Oh, I love your recipe," or "I love your channel because you don't add all that extra talk and blah, blah, blah." For me, cooking is a passion and talking through it and feeling like I'm with friends is the joy for me. So if you like it, stay with me. I won't shut up. Okay. But it is mostly my talk will stay to the food because I have to. All right, let me get my glasses. Today we're going to do chicken thighs, which are my favorite. I'm a dark meat girl. Now I just want to show you. I'm no pro. Everything is a just suggestion. I'm a home cook and I'm home taught. I taught myself this long ago when I realized how much excess junk fat is on chicken, and I'm not showing brands here because even the very best of them leave excess chicken skins, and I think that's a weight thing or something. I don't want to get into that, but clean your thighs and get all that excess skin off. Another reason I do it is because I love nothing more than crispy, crunchy, seasoned, delicious chicken. When I do my wings, I pull the bone out. I eat all of it, all the skin and everything, because that's why I like them well done. Now, I learned on one of the shows, I think it was my new fave, Jack Papam, how to debone the thighs. And it's a good thing to know, and I'll tell you why. You'll go to the store and you always see skinless, boneless, but you never see boneless with skin on. I learned that the hard way because that's the way I prefer them. Bone out, skin on, so I could do whatever recipe I like. So I watched his. Now look, these are beautiful thighs, if you can see. I trimmed all the fat off. I cut them so it looks a nice, neat piece. You'll do the same. Then you turn them all over onto their back, and I'll show you that part too. You have to be very slow and careful because we're not butchers here. I'm not a meat butcher. You're not a meat butcher. But the thigh, excuse me, let me rinse. The thigh is, see why I continue talking even when I'm rinsing my hands? I hope you like that part. The reason that I like to do the thighs, it's because it's one of the easier pieces of meat to do this with. It's not as hard. Now I have to find my fillet knife. It's very sharp. Okay, just use a sharp knife. Be careful with your hands. Let me show you the piece of chicken, so I'll tell you, and then you'll figure out the rest. See the way the chicken thigh is made? Well, I'm going to make a decision here, and I'm going to go down there. It's one solid bone that we want to get out. It's not very hard, but you just take your time. I learned it. This is only the second time I'm doing it, okay? And I can't look at the camera, so I'm going to really make my slit on one side of the bone. Okay, I'm going to turn it and maneuver it. You can hold it up here if you want to go a guide. Use the bone as a guide. Get the meat separated from it. Always keeping your fingers away from the knife. You can turn it and go down this way. You could use a scissor, I bet. Let me see if my scissor helps at all. I took all the other pieces off. Look at that. You can actually use a scissor to help you if you feel more comfortable once you're cutting the meat away. Okay. All right. This one's came out a lot easier the first time, but the gist of it is here. I want to get that bone out because we're going to fry them and we're going to make a pan sauce that's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful once I get this bone out. Of course, I did this my very first time off camera, and everything off camera is wonderful. But what I said in the beginning of my channel is it's real food, real time, real cooking. Okay? I could naturally edit this out, and we'll see. Maybe I will today. I don't know. See? I've learned something myself. Combination. Let me throw that in the scrap. Combination. Okay, now it's gone. The bone is gone. So that's one. Leave that there. I got to get the other two out. Okay, let me just try to do this a little bit quicker. Nobody wants to see you cutting meat all day. You know to be careful on your end when you're doing it. You can also, ask the butcher, even in the supermarket, if he'll take the bone out when you buy the package. I know Whole Foods will do it. They're very good about that. They're very helpful. Publix is too here in Florida. I don't know about other places. It might be a, hunt and guess. I don't know if they're that helpful. I know in New York, maybe not so much. Okay. Well, what else can I say? I don't have a story about this other than that I just learned how to debone, and then I do it because my recipe I'm going to show you, I love it. It's simple. It's a way to eat it easier with the bone out of it. You want that. That's another reasoning. And I've cooked them, if I could give you any advice, I've made this with the bone in, and it's just like you don't want to have to pick your chicken up. Let's say you want to serve something nice and fancy for guests. I'm using the scissor here, just works just as well, actually. You want to serve something that people don't want to pick up food with their fingers. I know when I'm out, when I go to somebody's house or if we're out for dinner, you dress a little better, you look a little nicer, you want to stay a little cleaner, right? I know I do. I don't want to be picking up fried chicken. That's why I went to a wedding once and the main dish was fried chicken. I was like, oh, really? Come on now. I don't want to pick up fried chicken in my hands and all of that. But these are just things that I want to share with you. So you think about it too. You say, hey, she's right. Why would I want to serve them bone in? Okay, all of our bones are out. We're done. What did that take? All right, a little bit longer than you'd like to watch me. I agree. It was a little longer than I wanted to do. Let me rinse my hands, and then the recipe's going to get started. And we're almost done. The rest is just cooking. And you'll do what you like in seasonings. I'll share mine if you like it and want to try it. That's good too. That'll be great. Okay, I have the pan here already heating with the oil. So I'm just going to season them up. I do garlic for me. Okay. I do pepper and salt. The salt. And I'll share with you something I like. And it's a funny thing because I got it at the Dollar Tree. Both of them. And it turns out to be absolutely delicious. This, look, I hope it's there when I go again. Weber. We all know Weber, the grill makers. Roasted garlic and herb seasoning. This is fabulous. I paid $1. This thing's been lasting me for months, and I cannot tell you how delicious it is with chicken. Delicious. It makes this skin scrumptious. You won't be sorry. Okay? And I bet you in the supermarket, this is probably a $6 spice. So don't be like I used to be. I'll use myself. I used to be snooty and say, I'm not going to buy it at the dollar store. It's old. It's discounted. No. There's some really good stuff there. For whatever reason, there maybe Weber overmade these or something, but you know it's a name brand. It's absolutely delicious. I'll take it for $1. Here's another one. I think this is an Aldi. Stone Mill. Their spices are very good too. Check them out. Lemon pepper. I love this on chicken. Lemon pepper on chicken because I add lemon to my sauces often. It goes well with the white wine I'm going to use in here. And that's all she wrote. You put as much or as more as you want. I have oregano here. I maybe put a dash. Let me put a little bit of oregano. Okay, my pan's starting to smoke and I'm only on a 5. I lowered it to a 4 because I have crazy stove. I don't have a normal stove. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay, that's it. The deboning you could probably do faster. We're going to put these skin down. All right, you hear that sizzle. Skin down. Don't burn yourself like me. Okay. And we're going to let them cook in there till they're nice and crispy. You want that skin crispy. It's going to take a few minutes. I'm going to turn off and clean up. We're not going to turn them till the skin is very crispy, because then we're going to create a sauce right in the pan. That's going to be wonderful. And we're going to add these baby potatoes I already made. I boiled them and seasoned them, and they'll be part of the final dish. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, we're back. And as you can see, I've turned them. You wait till they are the very crispiest on the skin. If you're working in stainless steel pan like I am, if you left them alone from when you placed them, they'll move when they're ready to move. If you try before, you'll feel they'll stick. That's another thing I learned. Stainless has to heat up before you put the food in it initially. And then when you put a steak or a piece of chicken down, just leave it alone. It releases on its own when it's ready to turn. We want these very crisp, so we left them longer. They would have released sooner, but I want them super crispy. Okay, that was the whole thing. Debone the thigh, okay, for this recipe, because you want it cooked but with a crispy top without using the oven. That's another important thing here. I did this originally in the oven. I don't want to do it in the oven today. I feel like I'm tired and I'm desiring chicken. So I'm doing a fast version. Hopefully you guys will like it. Now there's a lot of oil in here from the seasonings and whatever I put. We're not going to take it all out, but we don't need quite this much oil in our dish. So what you do is this. You tip the pan a bit and you take out as many tablespoons. I took 1, 2. You just leave it very little. You want enough remaining in the pan to start your sauce off. And that's our next step. We already boiled the potatoes on the side, so that's a good head start, as you should do. Whatever you're going to put into the sauce, finished with the chicken, have it ready. If it's green beans, if it's mushrooms sauteed, if it's potatoes like I chose today. I'm keeping it simple. I had more veggies to throw in there, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to overcrowd. I want to eat a little lighter. I had such a giant bowl of that pasta and those meatballs. I have some meatballs left with sauce in the fridge. I'm fighting myself not to go in and grab them. See, we removed all the excess oil. Now, the sauce is simple. Put a tab of butter. This is unsalted. Let me adjust this camera. I think I'm looking too low. Okay, I feel like my head's getting cut off. All right, a tab of butter. Okay, let's put the heat up more because I had it lower. Now the tops are very crispy. You leave the chicken sitting up. We're going to work around it and generate a pan sauce right in here. And it might get a little bit, so if you got to watch, because we're going to create steam now. But in any event, it's going to be luscious. Trust me, trust me. Now the sauce is simple. Teaspoon of Knorr's chicken bouillon. Put into some water. Now we may not need it all. We may not. Okay, we got to see. We put a tab of butter. Let's raise that heat. Okay. We'll go as we need. I want to add the wine is a big flavor component here. If you didn't want it, you could stick with completely chicken broth. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. I'm going to let that go on high for a little bit. Cook off the alcohol. I don't need a lot of sauce in mine. Another good point, if you want to add more, look, I have over here, I'm not going to do it because I feel like making them for a salad. I'm going to steam them. I have a batch of asparagus. Now, let's say you want to be real lazy and you don't want to steam them beforehand, or you don't want to cook the potatoes by yourself. Cut the little nibblers in half. Cut the asparagus small. Add more liquid for the sauce, and then you cook the vegetables right in there with it. All together, like a cacciatore. I'll do that next. That's another recipe I want to do coming up. My cacciatore. Because it doesn't always have to be with all the tomato sauce. I got a good sauce going on here. I smell the wine is fantastic. I'll put a little bit more of each. And then I'm going to put the potatoes around. And what the potatoes are going to do at this point is suck up all this delicious juice. See? Let's put them in. And the dish is done at this point. I'm just chattering on because I don't like to leave you. I enjoy it so much. I do, guys. But that's it. That's all she wrote. You're done. Smells fabulous. We didn't use all the sauce. We didn't use all the wine. That's the basics. I will put everything in the description of how much I use. And again, I always repeat what I tell you in the video. If I say put more sauce, put more liquid if you're going to use the vegetables. If you're not going to put the vegetables in, watch your sauce and make it as thick as you like. That's boiling away with a fabulous smell. Okay, I'm going to tilt the camera for you because we're almost done here. I'm not going to plate meat because it's not even lunchtime. And all I really wanted to make sure is you learn the technique of butchering the thigh with the bone in and to learn a quick recipe that's fabulous. Okay, I will take a picture and include it at the end of the video for you guys. But that's done. Crispy chicken thighs without the bone. Later.